Thank you once again, my dear fellow tree growers. This is yet another day that we are going to learn a few technicalities about how we can have successful trees growing. I know we have been enjoying the rains, and we agreed that this time around we are not only planting trees but growing trees. My name is Waithera, and as kawaida, I have my tree growing expert, Bernard Kimani Kigwa.
Thank you, madam.
How are you?
Very fine. How have you been?
I've been fine.
Okay, fine.
Yes, and I'm happy to see the excitement that is growing around the tree growers, understanding a few things that we have been either ignoring or they were far away from our knowledge. That information was far away from us. So before everything else, I take this opportunity to thank you for finding time to be with us, to take us through how we're gonna grow trees in Kenya and increase the tree cover, increase the forest cover in our country. And you told us if we're gonna joke around with trees, we'll be joking around with our lives, because you told us oxygen is quite expensive and the source of this oxygen is God through trees.
Thank you.
Karibu
Thank
sana.
you. Welcome, welcome.
And how have you been?
Just fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, okay. How come today you decided to be in all white?
This is one of the best years
Yes.
when you're in the field, especially when you're not growing or planting trees. Today we are not going to plant or grow trees.
Yes.
We are going to talk about the usage of trees.
Oh.
And of course, when we interact with the trees, we don't have to kneel down as usual.
Oh.
So we are going to use this second years to get a specimen of the trees we are going to talk about. And especially today, last time we talked about tree growing,
Yes.
how we do the growing, the
Yes.
planting. Yeah, those names are used interchangeably.
Yes.
But of course, when you talk of tree growing, it will be better instead of tree planting. Today we are going to zero in on medicinal trees or medicinal plants. And of course, as I had indicated there before, or I had talked, in the pharmaceutical industries, most of the medicines you see in chemists are from trees, are from plants, especially the indigenous plants. And for that matter, let's take a few minutes, some time. We talk about 2, 3, 4 medicinal plants, and of course you have to appreciate. You come to appreciate why we are talking about trees. In fact, more than 80% of the medicines in our chemists are from plants. Others, the 20%, are from generic. And of course, the 80% you can see the difference. And we need to be natural. Let's not be taking these things from the chemists. Let's deal with our plants.
So, are we learning about them so that we can be going to the forests to look for them?
What we are going to do, the resource base,
Yes.
has been built for the last few years. People have done farming, have done buildings, and such plants have already been depleted, or they are on their way to depletion. And therefore, we would like to use the word to domesticate.
Okay.
Such that if you go to a certain plant, and I talk about it, when we are here, you can realize how far you have come from.
Yeah.
To come and see whatever you have on the ground.
Yeah.
That would mean wherever we came from, these plants are not there.
Yeah, true.
Otherwise, we need to show them this plant is for this, and we should domesticate it and try to. In fact, some of them are on presidential ban. You can't deal with the sale of such plants.
Okay.
What we do, we are advising farmers to do the planting or the growing of those trees so that we domesticate them to come to the levels where they were before. and then they will serve them for the purpose of medicines and herbs and whatever.
Okay. This word that I'm fearing to repeat, domesticate, means having it near us.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I think you are talking, you are referring to the domestic animals, what we talk of something around us.
Yeah.
But what we are thinking of is these plants or these trees have been depleted. And because we want to use them for our main purposes and main uses, we have to bring them near our farms, in the farms, such that they are not in the wild. When they are in the wild, they are not domesticated. Okay. When you have them here, you will be serving as a source of the materials for your farmers, neighbors, and even researchers. Yes.
You said we are not kneeling down.
Today
so I can do away with my ofaro.
Because you are going to pass through bushes, just don't. Just be the way you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So I see us facing this way, meaning maybe there could be something that you're seeing around that you'd like to teach us about.
Over there, I can spot one important tree species.
Okay.
And let's go near it and we talk about it.
Okay.
Yes.
You call this secatias?
These are secatias. If that name is very difficult for you.
Yes, I call it makasi.
No, call it pruning shears.
Pruning shears.
Or pruning scissors.
Okay.
But the secatias is the technical word for foresters and researchers.
Okay. My dear fellow tree growers, let's go see the herbs. Domesticating.
Where we are standing, where we are standing, you can see this plant.
Yeah, this one is not very familiar.
It's not familiar with you.
Yes.
It is also not very much in plenty.
Yeah.
And I think wherever it's growing, it's not a seedling. It was not a seedling. This is a stump.
Yeah.
This is a stump.
Oh, it's a stump.
Somebody just came and cut it, and then it is sprouted. This is one of the best trees we have for medicinal purposes. Would you be able to pronounce Osiris lanceolata?
Osiris lanceolata.
In our language, Kikuyu, we call it mudvivi. I don't know where, or wherever we come from, Muranga, there's a place called Mudvivi. I don't know where those trees were many there. But in our local language, we call it Mudvivi. Funny enough, because it's in plenty in Ukambani, and especially in the dry areas, it was referred as Munungamai.
Allah.
Why it is called that way, and our thinking is, because it has been threatened and endangered. I thought the local people were introduced to it as a Munungamai so that they don't destroy it. So it has got that.
They stay away from it.
They stay away from it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it is very important. And the trade name is, or the trade name and the common name is called East African sandalwood.
Oh, this is the
sandalwood.
Oh,
it's sandalwood.
But not that we use the wood from this tree. Or what do we call it, sandalwood?
No, you see what?
No, I asked a question. Yeah.
Come clear.
Slowly. You call
because
it sandalwood.
of sado?
Yeah, no, the wood. Sandalwood.
There is even the black wood. The name wood appears in many trees.
So wood does not mean
wood does not mean that it is because for wood, not for no.
Desks and tables.
No.
Okay.
The name wood appears in most of the species we usually use.
Okay.
Otherwise, this tree is very important. From the leaves, the roots, the bark is very important. This tree has been banned. The use of the products. It was banned way back in 2005, 006 by the late President Mwai Kibaki because of its trade, and wherever it was growing in Kenya, we found that, the researchers found that it has been threatened, and therefore the few species or the few trees which were remaining would have made to get growing instead of depleting the resource. Yeah.
Okay. So we plant seed
what is
or
happening?
cutting?
Let's go slow.
Okay.
Unaenda
Nakimbiza syllabus.
Okay. What usually happens is this tree is very important because it has got so many medicinal uses.
Okay.
One, asthmatic people use the bark, not necessarily from this small slender, whatever, but the big wood. When you grind that bark, finally grind it, dry it, you usually use it in herbal tea, and it usually treats asthmatic people.
Wow.
The other thing is, even nguvu za kiume ina treat, majani ukichemsha, mbegu hiyo unga ukiponda ngoja kidogo.
That one you go louder.
Okay.
Oh, you said how do men benefit from saddlewood?
It's very important.
Yes.
Most of the bark products,
yes,
and even the root products have got a lot of uses in the efficacy of men doing whatever they do. And let me come clear and call it potency. It treats importance, and it is very important. The other thing is, this tree is not a seedling. It was a whole tree, and by the look of things, this this tree is coming from the stump. It has sprouted, and the trade of this tree is very, very high, such that 1 kg of the wood of this tree is going for about 5,000 Kenya shillings. And if you talk of a lorry carrying a whole 7-ton lorry, it's got a lot of money carrying in it. And therefore, that is the... And of course, people are even uprooting, going with the roots. It's like dalbaja, mpingo. Watu wanang'oa wanaenda mpaka na mizizi.
So men benefit from it, from the seeds of saddlewood?
No, the bark.
The bark?
The bark.
Okay.
And the roots.
And the roots. The seeds?
The seeds, let me talk about the seeds very much. But what I would talk about the seeds is that to propagate. Do you know what is propagation? Yeah.
You prepare to have some seedlings.
Exactly, yes. Now, umekuwa pole sana.
Thank you.
Propagation of this tree is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
What we have been doing as researchers, we have been getting seeds for mature trees like these ones. Of course, it doesn't grow very tall, at a minimum of 6 meters or less. The seeds are, when they are ready, are yellow or yellowish brown, and we have got a very high competition. We foresters and the insects, the birds, and of course, when you get the fruits, you might get 1% germinating when you are doing propagation. From what we usually do, you have got a very basic test. Get a lot of seeds from it. The mature, the ones you perceive are mature, the yellowish. Get a basin of water. Put them there. The basic test we do is flotation. Those which float are called floaters. Those which sink are called
sinkers.
Then there we are. Yeah, the sinkers are the best. Oh, nice. And to get from 100 seeds to get five sinkers inside there is a difficult thing. So we have been doing a lot of research on it and what is happening with the seed. And of course, the tree also misbehaves and it's got a very funny character. Ni kama payapaya. Iko na kiume na dume. Kwa hivyo
even from the seeds.
From the seeds. So kugudua ni gani kike and which is female and which is male is a bit difficult. But for we researchers, when it is flowering, you can easily tell this is a male. Like the purpose how you do when we are flowering. For the series we can easily tell. But not from a person like you who is very basic and you know whatever. Funny enough, because the trade of this tree has been banned in Kenya, people are stealing it. And stealing it means poaching.
We are stealing it from ourselves.
Yes, from yourselves, from the chambers. If I have some, somebody doesn't have, from the government land.
It is Kenyans stealing their
own resources. So, what they are doing, they are taking it through the panya routes. So, like Kituyu, Kambani, and wherever these trees are growing, the Samburu, it was very plenty there. But the resource base is has dwindled in the last few years. So what the people are doing, they just pack the wood in their vehicles, through Namanga, the Panyarus, through to Dar es Salaam. That's where they usually ship them, to India or to Saudi Arabia. Then, of course, the products, leave alone even the potency and whatever you're talking about. Okay, here we are. This is Osiris. The laquas, what do you call them?
Roll-ons.
Those things. Not any other tree.
Yes.
This is the tree. The oils are very, very variable.
Oh, we steal our own trees.
Yes.
We export through panya routes.
Exactly, because you don't have any factory to.
Then we import the final product.
Exactly, yes. And very costly, at a very high cost.
It's a very high cost.
Very much. Otherwise, the tree is very, very important. Yeah. It's very, very costly. But the people are not aware of whatever they are destroying. In any case, if we had not banned it, or the president had not banned it, actually right now we might not be having any Osiris around.
Including this one.
I remember sometimes back last year, but some 2 years ago, I planted a small stand in Kitui. And after 2 years, everything was uprooted and people...
Even with the roots. They should have waited at least
surely,
to get some floaters and some sim cars. So what about the leaves?
The leaves are very, very important. You can make some herbal tea from them. They are very, very much important.
How will the herbal tea help?
Asthmatic people, arthritis people, just do this. It might take a long time, and we have got other trees to go through. Go Google East African sandalwood or Osiris. Everything is just packed there. Even go Google carefully research Osiris dash Osiris. You see whatever works.
Spell the word Osiris.
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 Osiris. Lanceolata.
Lanceolata. Is this friend of ours here who is so important to our health and beauty?
And beauty, of course.
Oh.
Wherever I see any lady having those liquors,
you see Osiris.
Wherever I get near a lady,
yes,
and I just give a smile, I just know my Osiris is working. That's it.
Do you think we could have it in our farms?
What we are doing, there are some farmers whom we are encouraging. Although the tree is under presidential ban, a ban will not live forever. We shall come and uplift the ban sooner or later. And what we are doing... But
the ban is not about planting and growing.
Planting and growing is about harvesting. Yes. So what we are doing, we are having some MOAs and MOUs with some local farmers, wherever Osiris is growing. Yes. And we want them to plant as many as possible. Yes. So that, in fact, we want them to be our seed banks later on. Wow.
And even when they...
By the way, let me tell you, some research, 2 years ago, there is we have got, by the way, in the world, we have got two Osiris, different Osiris. Okay. You have the East African sandalwood, which is Osiris lanceolata, and you have got the Indian sandalwood, which is also Osiris lanceolata. There is the difference and whatever they cure. But of course, people are preferring, and even the Indians are also preferring the East African sandalwood. There is an Indian who got in touch with our government, and around Kajiado, they want to establish our 100 hectares of Osiris so that we start a factory of Osiris oils, Osiris products from our own country instead of just getting outside and getting the products from Osiris.
You are saying this indirectly. A farmer doing it today, when the ban is lifted, there will be a factory ready. There will be a ready market.
That is why I'm telling them start early, such that when you are told now the Osiris badness has been uplifted and you don't have a ready tree, what do? You start from zero. So start early, such that in any case, even if you are not selling, you'll be using for your local use.
Enough for today.
Thank you.
And you know, Lanceolata. You see,
I've a hard copy. I'll give you something.
Of a book that I can read.
Not necessarily a book. I have written something in the morning.
For me. For me. And my fellow tree growers. We are growing trees of value, and today we have learnt about Lanceolata. Now, Osiris.
Don't forget, there are so many Lanceolatas.
Okay.
The first word is very important, Osiris.
Osiris Lanceolata. You see, towards the end of that name is Murata, a friend. This is a friend to many beauticians and men. Hello. Thank you so much. We agreed this time around we are growing trees for our own benefit. My name is 𝐓𝐑𝐄𝐄𝐒, and until we get to the next medicinal plant or tree, from me here is a bye-bye. And from my friend expert here, Mr. Bernard Kimani Kigwa, what do you tell them?
Thank you, viewers, listeners. Now that you have known something to do with the series, the friend of men, the friend of women, let's go to the next tree and see what we can gather from it.
See you there. And for you,